time go right out the window. Trying to hold on to didn't even know I wasted it all just to watch you.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into another edition of the Pub Sports Radio Show. My name is Jose Bouquet. Of course, alongside me is my buddy Andrew Santangelo. How are you doing, Andrew?
I'm doing very well. Very solid day. Very excited to participate in this interview and look forward to getting into this as we'll introduce our special guest here. I'm a very big baseball card collector and reader, just like him.
Awesome, man. And of course, if you're watching on YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook, you can obviously see a third person with us. It's Brad Balukjian. Brad, our buddy Brad, the author of his new book, The Wax Pack. Brad, how are you doing today?
I'm doing just fine. Thanks for having me. I have a hard time pronouncing my own name, so
it's okay. As someone that has a Q in their last name, I understand. The J just throws people off in the middle of the last name.
It's true that consonant in the middle of all that.
Yeah, it's a problem. Brad, how's your quarantine been? How's everything going? You're a professor, if people don't know, but school's starting back up soon. How's everything going?
Yeah, not exactly great times. I'm actually in Rhode Island right now, where I grew up. I live in Oakland, California, but now that we can teach remotely and work remotely, I'm back in the house that I grew up in. It's a beautiful spot on a lake in Rhode Island, so I'm trying to enjoy, being shut in a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like I've been shut in for a while now. If you would have told everyone that we were still shut in August, back in the beginning of this year, we would have thought they were crazy. But here we are now.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so let's get into this book because I really enjoyed it. Andrew enjoyed it as well. He tore through it. I didn't understand how Andrew could read so quickly, but he tore through it in like a week or so. But what was it like writing this book? It's a real good coming of age story. You traveling across the country, going through a wax pack card set, which we'll talk about here soon. Because Brad, I don't know if you know, we are two younger men here, and we don't have never experienced the pleasure of opening up a wax pack.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I'm too old to be coming of age. I think it was like going of age for me. I turned 40 in a couple months, so it's getting up there. But no, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it, and the best compliment that I can get on the book is when people say they read it fast. I take that as a compliment. That it keeps the pages turning, right? It keeps you engaged in the narrative, and that was what I was trying to do. But yeah, it's really a passion. It started as just a passion project that I always believed in. I'm a professor and a writer, a journalist, but I usually write about science, which is what I teach. And so 6 years ago or so, I had this crazy idea for a book, and I always wanted to write a book, have the chance to go long. And it's harder and harder to have the space to write something long these days. But I had this crazy idea based on my childhood, where I had thousands of these baseball cards growing up. And I thought like the perfect device to get a random sample of players from the era that I grew up in the 80s was to get a pack that had never been opened. And I was kind of an unusual kid in that my favorite players were the bench warmer type guys. And so I knew that in any given pack of cards, most of the guys are going to be more the underdog types, the bench warmers. And so I knew it would give me a chance to write about those guys and to kind of find out what happened to them, years after they were done playing. So I was able to just order up a pack from eBay. Thankfully, a lot of collectors in the 80s, thinking that they were going to be worth a lot of money one day, didn't open their wax packs. And so I was able to get a pack that was 29 years old from 1986 and say, okay, whatever random guys are in here, these are going to be my guys to go track down on a crazy cross-country road trip. And, for me, it wasn't enough to just write about these players. I wanted to actually go that next step of taking that crazy road trip, driving 11,000 miles in 7 weeks and seeing if I could track everyone down. And, I really didn't know what to expect. It just started out as kind of where are they now story. And then as you guys saw from reading it, we get into a lot deeper topics as I meet these guys, and was really blown away by how open and vulnerable they were willing to be, talking about a lot of stuff off the field and things they had dealt with.
Go ahead, Andrew.
Very nice. One thing I was curious about asking before we get into like the deep conversations of the actual interviews, what was the reception like from family members, friends, and like colleagues and stuff when you told them what you were gonna do? Like, were their reactions like surprising, or they backing it up and everything? Obviously, with this being such a big trip and stuff, and it's not something we see often. Someone going out with this dream and getting to meet all these different players.
Yeah, right. I mean, I think my close friends and family have known me long enough to know that I'm kind of a freak, and so it doesn't really surprise them when I have off the wall ideas. I think a lot of people in the process of writing the book, and since it's come out, have said to me, "Oh, it's such a great idea. I wish I had thought about it." And to me, the thing is, like, it is a good idea, but the real challenge is actually going out and executing it, right? Like, ideas come easy and cheap. The execution is the hard part. And so I think that, a lot of people thought I was pretty crazy to dedicate so much time and resources to something that was, there was no guarantee that it was going to work, right? I didn't have a book deal. I didn't have any promises from anything. So it could have easily just been a big vacation that didn't go anywhere. But I always believed that it could, it could turn into this book, that it could reach the potential that I had in my mind.
You had that epiphany at an A's game, correct?
Yeah. So, I've been thinking about those players for a long time, like from my childhood, like, what happened to those guys? Because I spent so much time, collecting their cards and looking at the backs of their cards and studying them. And I never the things that I liked as a little kid, I never stopped liking or thinking about. My first book attempt 10 years prior had been about the Iron Sheik, a professional wrestler, which went completely sideways. And as well as this has gone, that was the other way. And so it's been kind of a theme for me to like go back to my childhood and write about these guys. And then the idea came to me of like using the pack as the device to get to write about them.
That's insane. Do you still have the scorebook from that A's game? Did you frame it? Is that I feel like that I would classify that as like my epiphany scorebook.
Yeah, no, I don't think I even scored that. I score a lot of games. If I did, I didn't score the whole thing, or I don't know where it is, but yeah, it's too bad. I have the wrapper and the pack and all the cards, but I don't have the actual scorebook from that day.
You definitely inspired me. I think I need to go pick up a pack myself. How much did you pay for the said pack?
I think it was like $3, $4.
It's already done. It's already done now. I'm definitely going to go pick up a pack, and I cannot wait for the gum, because I've been heard of Legend of the Gum. It's from your pack was from 1986, so I'm sure it tasted phenomenal. What was the feeling? Could you please describe the feeling of actually getting that pack, opening it up, and shuffling through? You obviously opened more than one pack, but what was it like?
Yeah, there's nothing. I don't know. In today's world, I don't know anything that's quite that, like the discovery, the unknown, right? It's like you just each card is a new surprise, and so I just love that I do it pretty slowly, like one at a time. Unveiling the cards, reacting to them, and I try to really like treasure the process, because that's what it was. That's how I was as a kid, was, who's going to be on top. And then, as you're going through, if it's not a pack you like, you're hoping that it gets better with every card, but then you're counting down your chances each time. Right. So, for me, when I got the bigger names like the Dwight Goodins or the Carlton Fisks, like I actually, most people that makes them happy. I had the opposite reaction. Like, oh great.
Damn, a Hank Aaron rookie card.
Why would I just knew that getting a hold of Carlton Fisk would be a lot more challenging than some of the other guys, you know,
Yes.
and that ended up being true.
Easily my favorite chapter in the book, though. Those two chapters, the Chasing Carlton chapters, were my favorite. You're actually talking to a Red Sox fan and a Phillies fan in front of you right now, which is kind of funny how ironic your I guess your main star was Fisk, and then you are a Phillies fan, as if I'm reading things correctly.
Yeah, I see the Phillies thing in the background there.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm a Phillies fan, and now living in Oakland, I'm an A's fan, which I think it's convenient that they came from Philadelphia originally.
Right.
But yeah, probably if I had, gun to my head, World Series, I'd take Phillies over the A's still.
There you go.
Hopefully that happens this year.
Yeah.
They're winning the division, right, Andrew?
You think they're winning the division? I'd still be surprised if we win the division, but.
Oh goodness, go ahead, Andrew.
Okay, so when I was reading it, and I read afterward in the notes section as well, you opened multiple packs just in case you were afraid some of the players might have passed along already. And you said you opened multiple packs. How did you pin this pack down after opening a couple of them? How did this one be selected for the one you were going to go on the travel?
Yeah, so one thing was all of them were alive except for Al Cowan's. Second thing was I looked up where they were now. I mean, more or less, you can get these books that autograph collectors use to write to players, and you can see where people live. And I said, okay, this group is well spread out, because I wanted it to be a true road trip book. And if everyone lived in the West Coast, it wouldn't be the same thing. And the third thing was it had Don Carmen in it, which is my favorite player growing up. Some people, some of the cynics have been like, oh, that guy just opened the packs until he got Don Carmen. And that wasn't true. I would have done it without Don Carmen, but him being in one of the packs that I opened definitely was a factor.
That's funny.
That's awesome.
I think another one of my favorite parts about the book was actually opening through and getting to see the print of the card on there. Was that difficult to get, or how did you manage that? Because I'm sure there's some whole thing that Topps has to go through. You even got the correct T as well.
Yeah. So we had to get permission from Topps to use the cards, and then basically for the cover, use the likeness of the pack. And once we got a hold of the people we needed to get a hold of at Topps, they were great. They signed off on it. They just wanted 6 copies of the book, and they were really generous letting us use it. Yeah, it's, a lot of people, some people have complained or said, oh, there should have been pictures in the book. And, so I don't know. For me, I kind of like that you kind of have to use your imagination. That, some people want to see exactly what everyone looks like. But I kind of like, I'm not particularly visual. I like when I read, I don't really need to see pictures. So, but I've also, since then on Twitter, I put a lot of pictures up so people can see what all these guys look like.
Yeah. When you're interviewing Don Carmen, I think you're interviewing the card right in front of the guy still in the card. That's what I'm thinking in my head. So it works out.
Right. Yeah.
So what was the Carlton Fisk section, like I mentioned earlier, you basically turned the book into a spy thriller there at one point. You went undercover, you go into a club, a golf club, and you're just lurking around for Carlton Fisk basically. What is that like? Can you just, to put me in your shoes, you do a great job of it in the book, but how do you go from, I'm going to go undercover, I'm going to go into a golf club, and I'm going to try to run into Carlton Fisk,
Yeah, it wasn't easy. When I realized that I was not going to probably get to him unless I did something kind of crazy, it scared me, because I don't like lying, and the whole thing was basically based on a lie. I didn't know if I was going to get caught in the lie. But I basically looked at it like I'm doing, sometimes, especially in my college days, we'd say, you say you do something for the story, right? And so I was like, I want to do this for the story. And in this case, literally for the story in the book. And I decided to kind of psych myself up for it. So when I was going in there and, doing all the whole charade, I was nervous that I was going to get exposed. But at the same time, I was like, well, I'm gonna hope that this will turn into kind of an entertaining part of the book. But I also had no idea when the woman who brought me into the club, and I convinced her to leave me alone for like 45 minutes. I had no idea. So that's like the part where I was lurking around, and I had no idea if I did see Fisk, like what I was going to do.
Yeah, exactly. At that point, you're like, oh, hey, Carlton.
Because it's like, yeah, I mean, as I say in the book, I would have probably asked him about something really obscure, like his orchid collection or something, because you're not going to, the odds of getting into an in-depth interview about his life and career, using those tactics are pretty slim. So I think I would have probably tried to, back in with some obscure topic or something. But who knows how that would have gone? It could have, and I truly had no idea, if he was going to be there, if he was there, what I would say, and all of that. So it made for, I think, an entertaining passage.
Very entertaining. He's one of my favorite parts of the book by far. It was great. I could just picturing you like, I had like the raccoon like ski mask looking thing on your head. I saw it in my head. It was it was awesome.
Well, I think it's also like, that section kind of conveys the absurd lengths that fans will go to, and kind of the idea of the chase, right? And it's a little bit out there for sure, but I think it's something that we can all, relate to, kind of chasing our heroes. I mean, literally chasing them.
Yeah, right, exactly. Go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah, that kind of pinpoints to my next question. I was wondering, what did it take to kind of prepare for that trip, and kind of knowing who you were going to get to meet and try to meet here? What was it like to prepare? And what was some of the players' kind of reactions when you kind of first told them what your story was, and how did they kind of feel about opening up and everything and throughout this whole process?
Yeah, I was thinking about because a lot of people have asked me how did I get them to open up so much, and bear some really personal things. And in a way, I think or the fact that I was a stranger and not even a sports writer might have helped a little bit. I think a lot of times it's harder to bare your soul to someone you're really close with, like your family member, because they know you so well and you have all these past relationship history. With a stranger, just like when you see a psychologist, there's something kind of freeing or liberating about that you don't know the person. So I was going in with, just being somebody that they never had seen before. But I also had done a lot of preparation and homework in advance of meeting each guy. So for the 9 months before I took the trip, I did, tons of research, reading all about their careers, reading all the articles that were published about them, building a file on every guy. So I knew, what they did in their baseball career, but also I had enough of an idea of kind of their personal lives, or the questions that seemed interesting to ask about their personal lives, that I kind of knew what to focus on when I met up with each guy. I knew that asking Lee Mazzilli about the 1986 World Series would not be worth the time, because he's been asked about that over and over again. And so he's already got answers rehearsed. But if I asked about things that people haven't asked about very much, then you're going to get a more candid response, because they're just caught off guard, or they haven't had a chance to prepare for that question. So in order to get some of those details, I think you really have to know what not to ask when you go in.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Go ahead, Andrew.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, I think something people would probably figure is they would ask a lot of the repetitive questions. So I think that's really cool to hear that you kind of took that direction of it.
Yeah, it's also, I mean, it frankly is you have to have some balls. you have to be willing to take the risk of maybe this is going to be something they don't want to talk about, or it's uncomfortable. I mean, I tried to always prepare for that by sharing stuff about myself, or by being very open myself, and and or explaining why I was asking something. Like, I know this is a really personal, sensitive thing, but I'm interested in knowing about this because it allows me to tell your whole story, or it gives me the context that I need to really try to capture who you are. I mean, that's what I was trying to do, which is hard, is in a very short period of time kind of capture the essence of somebody based on the conversation.
Yeah, definitely. And you made it so that it wasn't just going to be just a couple of features back to back on each player. You put yourself in the story too, which I enjoyed. It made everything flow much better, and learning about you also was great too, because I mean you've obviously had a good an interesting life, and this whole thing has made everything more fun to talk about, and you've got great stories too.
Yeah, and made lots of mistakes, and I mean, it's, to me, like, it's just being honest, sharing my process, how I've changed, the things that I want, just even from my 20s to my 30s, and where I saw myself versus where I see myself now. I mean, I don't know that voice is out there as much. That kind of, talking about some of these topics from the perspective of a guy in his mid 30s. So yeah, I was, happy to share that.
I need a moment of honesty from you, Brad. I need the bare honesty right here.
Yeah.
What was the biggest pain, like with the 2 points to drive through? What was the worst drive? Like the point where you were just like, man, this is just like driving through nowhere, nothing to see. This is just so boring.
Well, that's a good question. There's a. I don't think I really put it in the book very much, but there was towards the end of the trip, when I was driving from like Kansas City to basically Las Vegas.
Oh.
And going across some of those Midwestern states. And I remember there was one night where I was like, I had been driving way too long, like 12 hours or something. And I kept trying to like pound energy drinks, just poisoning myself with whatever in the gas station, and like doing like literally like slapping my face to stay awake, and it was so brutal, and I couldn't find a hotel, and it was like the middle of the summertime, and it was one of those moments where I was like, okay, this just sucks. I just need to be able to fall asleep and not die in a car wreck right now. So that was probably the tough, and it was also like the end of the trip. I've been on the road so long, I was pretty exhausted.
Kansas City to Las Vegas. Let me tell you, this does not sound like a fun drive. Well, how many states did you pass through there?
I think, well, on that stretch, I don't really know. I mean, the whole trip I went through 30 states, which is pretty good for.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, that's more than half. You're good. You're good, right? Yeah. Andrew, do you have anything else from our man Brad here?
Yeah, I had two questions left. One, I was wondering, as a card collector, you mentioned having thousands of cards growing up and stuff. Did you ever have like one specific area cards, like from jersey cards, back cards, rookie cards, or autograph cards? Was there ever like a specific area you kind of like overwhelmed and collected in that sense?
You got to remember, like, also this, I'm showing my age, but back in the 80s, we didn't have like all those specialized cards. I mean, it was like our idea of special cards were like, they had the Topps All-Star Rookie or the Don Russ rated rookies. I never collected, particular type of card like that, but it was just around like probably the early 90s when they started doing like the inserts, and then it became like those were the special cards you wanted to pull. And then the whole industry changed really fast because they went to taking the gum out, no more wax. It was fewer cards and more gloss and just more choice, more product. So yeah, I can't say that I had a particular type of card.
Okay.
I'm excited to go on eBay or Amazon and go purchase a wax pack now. I'm genuinely excited. I will definitely be opening it on the show whenever I get it. So it's going to be good. I hope I get a Don Carmen just in your honor. If that happens, then it's just meant to be.
All right, I like that.
Go ahead.
So I guess my last one was, overall, it sounds like it was a fantastic experience. So, what could you see yourself doing this again with like a current pack, just opening up a current, or like any of the recently retired players? Could you see yourself doing it again with any of those kind of guys?
I don't think I would do the same thing again because I feel like, it's the sequel is always a little bit of a dangerous road to go down. It's rarely as good, right?
True.
That's true.
But I think like I fully support anyone out there because you could take this idea and do it with different sports or different eras. I think it's an interesting idea of how it would be different with guys that are playing now versus back then. I mean, things have changed a lot, not only in baseball, but in society. I think you'd find some differences in the things that these guys have in common now versus then. But for me, like I'm always fascinated by, again, the guys that were kind of the common cards, the underdogs. And so they're writing projects that I'd be interested in about kind of telling more of their stories, but probably not with the same exact kind of device.
Okay. Who would be the underdog player in the current game right now that you would want to?
I was about to ask that same question. I was about to say, who is the wax paxiest person out there right now?
Right. Who's like a Don Carmen of today? Well, let me think. So as a Phillies fan, like I like Neil Walker and Phil Gosselin, right? Those guys,
yep. The local guy.
They're just trying to hang in, or those were kind of like the role players that if I was a kid today, I'd probably like fixate on those guys, or one of like the middle relievers or something.
I definitely now have just thought like randomly throughout the day. Sometimes I'm like, I wonder what Darnell McDonald's doing with his life. Just like random Red Sox players now I think about, and it's fun to think about, Brad. It's been a great time talking to you. I really enjoyed the book. Andrew, of course, enjoyed the book as well. Yes. Like that, he ripped right through it. Andrew actually has 2 copies. Speaking of, I sent him my copy because his copy hadn't come yet. And then the day I sent him my copy, his copy, of course, arrived.
I got both same day.
Yeah, so now he has 2 books. So there you go, Brad. We know we're doubling up here. Do you have anything you want to plug before you go? Obviously, the book. Go out and get it. It's local sell anywhere you can get it. Amazon. Hopefully, go support a local bookstore as well. And your website, of course, waxpacksbooks.com.
Yeah. People, I'm on Twitter at waxpackbook. Always happy to talk to people, answer questions. You can go see a bunch of the pictures from the trip on there, which is kind of fun to once you read the book and match up the stories. So, thanks for having me on, guys.
No problem.
Well, thank you very much,
Brad. Thank you very much. Happy to have you on here. Thank you as always, Brad. Great book. Go pick up your copy today. It's a good time talking to him. I'm glad that we got to do that, Andrew.
That was a lot of fun. A lot of fun getting to talk and hearing those experiences, and very, very nice job getting to kind of get more detail to that too. So yeah, definitely go pick it up. Like Jose mentioned, I flew through it. Very good book. And
do you have it on you right now?
I do have it on me right now.
Show the book off. Show the book off. There you go. The wax pack book. There you go. It's a very nice cover.
Very nice. Yeah. Very well designed.
Yeah. Shout out to Brad. We appreciate you as always for coming on, of course. Andrew, there's a lot of stuff happening on the baseball world today. A lot of stuff. This weekend was action packed. Some series has started that we need to talk about. Our teams, our rivals are going against each other. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, might have to step away from baseball too a little bit to talk about that rivalry as well.
We definitely will. We definitely will, Andrew. But first, Andrew, let's talk about what has everyone in an uproar on Twitter right now. Fernando Tatis and unwritten rules of baseball. So, Andrew, let's talk about this. First off, I want to show everyone what exactly spurred all of this. Andrew, do you happen to remember what the score was of the game at the time?
The score was 10-3. San Diego Padres were leading the Texas Rangers, and the situation was 3 balls and no strikes to Fernando Tatis.
Yeah, so the Rangers pitcher 3-0 right here, and let's see what happened, Andrew.
Chabot is up in the pen right now. This is in the air to right field. Back it goes. Nando has done it again. Fernando Tatis Jr., a grand slam. And the Padres go on top 14-3. 2 home runs, 7 RBIs for Fernando Tatis Jr. Unbelievable.
So there at the end of the video, you can see the beginnings of people, I guess, telling Fernando, like, "Oh, bro, why'd you swing 3-0? Why did you do the coolest thing in baseball you could?" Fernando got a little blowback from coaches. I believe the Rangers coach said, "Let me pull up the tweet real fast."
I mean, he's the one that started the whole thing.
I did. So Rangers manager Chris Woodward on Fernando Tatis Jr. swinging on 3-0. I don't like it personally. You're up by 7 in the 8th inning. It's typically not a good time 3-0. It's kind of the way we were all raised in the game, but norms are being challenged. So obviously he was not happy. You could see in the video that he was not happy in the moment. Andrew, tell me, what are your thoughts on this whole thing? Is Fernando Tatis wrong for hitting a grand slam?
I don't know how you can think he's wrong. Like I'm tired of this already. It just seems like now at this point, 2020, baseball can't do anything right because now again they're in the news for all this crazy stuff and all this bad stuff. And I mean, I don't know what, as a manager, like I don't get how you're upset in that situation. First off, it's a 7-run game. It's not a 15, 20-run game. It's a 7-run game with 2 innings left. I get it. Theoretically, that is a lot of runs, but there's been countless amount of 7-run innings in games this year in this short season so far and games last year. I mean, I'm sure you've witnessed for the Red Sox and against the Red Sox, plenty of 7-run innings. So with 2 innings to spare, you could put up a 4-3 spot. I mean, I don't get why you would want this guy to sacrifice his at bat. It's not like even this would be a stretch because, again, I don't think 7 runs is a spot where you'd let up yet. But if you were to say stealing a base, it would be different. But this guy's just up. It's not bad. Like, what's he supposed to do? Go up there and just look at 3 pitches and hope that if there's strikes, he's just going to go down looking? Like, you're not going to sacrifice an at bat. Like, I don't get how you can be upset at this. Like, to me, again, if it was a situation where maybe he takes an extra base on like a bloop single or something like that and he stretches it to a double, or if it's a single and he goes home, maybe you'd have an argument here. But again, not with 7 runs. It's not even like it was a full out blowout. Like, I don't know, this is just frustrating to see.
Yeah, it's baseball shooting itself in the foot. It's trying to tell the face of baseball, as I've been calling him recently, Fernando Tatis Jr., to not do something absolutely incredible. It's insane, Andrew. Let's listen to Padres manager, who I don't even remember his name. I think it's Jason Tingler, something like that.
Something like that. But I'll wait.
I'll look it up here in a second. But let's hear him his response.
Probably starts with just picking up the sign. I think like the learning opportunity, and just so you know, a lot of our guys have green light, 3-0. But in this game in particular, we had a little bit of a comfortable lead, and we're not trying to run up the score or anything like that. And so put on the take sign and probably see a strike.
Yeah. He said that they should probably see a strike. He agreed with the Rangers manager. So Jace Tingler, by the way, we were right. Jace Tingler, first-year Padres manager, agreeing with them. And let's listen to Fernando Tatis Jr. Address the situation himself.
I've been in this game since I was a kid, man, and I know a lot of unwritten rules. And but this time I didn't. I was kind of lost on this one. I was, they told me after 5, 7, after 6, or something like that. And from those experiences, you gotta learn from it. Probably next time I take a pitch, now that I know from it, and we just gotta learn from it and keep looking forward.
Insane, absolutely insane that they're doing this. Today, actually, before we went on air with Brad, I think the Padres were up 6-0. Fernando Tatis on second base steals third. The first notification I get was from Bleacher Report telling me that, and mentioning like, oh, Fernando Tatis doesn't even care about the unwritten rules of baseball. That's so stupid. It doesn't matter. And to top it all off, he steals third, and then I guess they get out of the inning, whatever happens. But the Rangers score 4 runs in the bottom half of that inning, and it's 6-4. So now it's a close game. Every run counts.
Yeah, it's just especially that early. Like whoever has an issue with him stealing a base up 6-0 in the third inning, like don't watch sports because that's just being competitive at the sport at the sport you're playing and participating in. He's going the extra mile there, just like you want in a guy, and there's no reason to let up. It's the third inning. You have five more at bats there to score 6 runs. Obviously, right now it's 6-4 in the bottom of the 7th. Rangers are now only 2 runs away from tying the game, with still 9 outs left in the game for him. So the third inning, I mean, if you want to argue 9th inning and he steals, I guess you can make a case for that. But yeah, 6-0 in the third inning with all those at bats left. Like I got no issue with it.
Yeah, it's insane.
But real quick before we move on, as the Padres manager too, how do you throw your guy under the bus like that?
Yeah, it's so
like his comments honestly bothered me more than the Rangers at this point. I think because like I get it, you gave him the take sign, so talk about that. Talk about how the young guy missed the sign or whatever, and go through that. But to not back him up, like it's I don't know. To me, so basically, is he saying if he was in that situation, 10-3, like what? He's just giving up? Like I guess that's the way the managers view it. An 8th inning, 7-run game, it's over.
Like yeah, we're good. What's gonna happen? We're gonna give up 6 runs in an inning? What? It would never happen. No, of course you got to keep playing, and we're just gonna deny. That was the most viral moment of all of last night. He took the home run lead after hitting a home run in the previous at bat or whatever it was. By the way, Andrew, contrary to popular belief, even if there's a Dallas Stars game on, Sam Weiss can't be in the comments.
I like the dedication. I did not think we'd get a comment from Sam today with the Stars game.
Let the kids play, Sam Weiss says, and we agree with you, of course. It's crazy. It's crazy to see. But hopefully, Fernando, him stealing third was a sign today telling everyone, I'm just going to keep playing the way I want to play baseball. Well, let's just let me play baseball as I kind of know how to play baseball.
And that's the other thing. I didn't believe his apology, really. I thought it was probably told by the front office to go out and apologize for it. But I think him stealing third today emphasizes that more, how it wasn't him that wanted to go out and say it. So
yeah,
I don't think his game's going to change at all. Like no. if you have an issue with the way he's playing, then go watch another player because he's not going to change his game.
For sure. Let's talk about another interesting game last night. It drew public attention because of a brother matchup, Andrew. Corey and Kyle Seager is Corey, right?
Corey and Kyle. You're correct.
Yeah. I'm glad I wasn't messed up there. Corey and Kyle Seager both played against each other for the first time. Seattle Mariners versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. Interesting matchup that I guess was never happened when they're playing. They came out here. They're both excellent players. I believe Kyle said that he finally gets to see what all the hype's about when asked about playing his brother. So they've been really leaning into it, and something phenomenal happened, Andrew, in the game. Let's take a watch.
That's awesome. This is Seager. Home run total is even.
Corey and Kyle both home run. They both hit home runs, and they both are trying to hold back a smile. They're kind of smirking, grinning as they run by each other at third and shortstop, respectively. Andrew, my question to you here is that have you and your brothers played in an organized sport together or against each other?
An organized?
Yes.
No.
Mm-hmm. What are the backyard basketball games like?
They get pretty physical.
Oh, really?
They get pretty good. Nobody's really holding back. They get we go all out. Very, very competitive.
Who's the most physical? Rank. Who's the best basketball player in the Santangelo family? Rank the 1, 2, however many of them are you?
Best or most physical? That's two different
best. We'll go best, and then we'll go most physical, because I have a feeling that there'll be flipped orders.
Best would be my younger brother Luke.
How old is he?
He is turning 20 in November, so he's 19.
Okay, all right.
Second, I would say me.
Oh, okay, all right, all right. I'm excited to hear this. Who's behind you?
Behind me, I go Nick and then Zach.
Okay, Zach,
And
not the
then-
athlete.
What? We're all. I mean, I'm probably the least in shape out of the five of us. Well, I'm the least person in shape out of the five of us.
All right, fair enough. Most physical.
But my sister's not bad either. So.
Okay, all right. She'll probably destroy you guys.
Oh yeah, definitely. She's definitely most shape.
Okay, good. Most physical rankings now. I want to hear this. Who's banging bodies in the Santangelo family? Who's throwing fists if need be?
I'd say I'm one of the more physical ones out of the five of us. Okay. I get pretty into it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I get pretty competitive.
Okay, good.
That's a tough question. Physical. I'm gonna go Zach. I'm going Zach, Nick, Luke on that one.
What is the last incident? What is the first incident you remember? Like a physical incident and a basketball game with you guys.
Man, that's
who fouled who and what was the response? Something happened. I know.
Oh, it's probably definitely a hard foul by me.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie there. It was probably definitely a hard foul
Luke,
by me.
You bring Luke down. he gets by you. You're just like no, just bam, hit him on the arm.
No, it would have been on Nick probably. Yeah, probably definitely would have been on Nick.
Okay, good. All right.
You know, the one you call my twin. So
I want to get him on the show. I need to get him on the show.
Well, all right, yeah. I'll see what I can do.
That might be Thursday's edition. I'll be excited to hear.
I'll see what I can do. Yeah.
Is he? I'm assuming he's an all Philadelphia fan too.
Absolutely. He's an all Philadelphia fan. He's also he was a big Dodgers fan a little bit. His favorite player was Mike Lieberthal. Got traded to the Dodgers, so he became a
Mike Lieberthal. What the hell?
Do you even know who that is?
No. Is he in the Wax Packs?
He was a pretty good. He was a very solid catcher for the Phillies for a while, and then Phillies moved him over to LA. So he started following the Dodgers a lot, and became a Phillies and Dodgers fan.
All right, cool.
So,
well, do you have anything to say about Corey and Kyle Seager there? Believe the Dodgers took Game 1 in a high-scoring affair last night.
I was surprised how high-scoring that was, but
same.
I always say with Kyle Seager is I wish he would find a better team. Like I always thought he was a pretty solid player.
I'm shocked he hasn't been traded yet.
Just a very bad team, and kind of like I think overall career-wise, I think Felix Hernandez was the better overall player, but just kind of that same situation. Like good players you wish could get on a better team and do something. And I mean, Dodgers don't need him, but actually be a pretty cool DH spot for Kyle Seager.
He plays third base, right? I mean, Justin Turner's kind of getting old.
That's true. He's struggling too this year. So there you go, Dodgers. Go get Corey's brother. Man that side of the infield with Kyle and Corey.
That would be awesome.
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be awesome. I'm in on that. So at the official, if that happens, you heard it here first. Corey and Kyle Seager are going to play with each other on the Dodgers at some point.
Don't say we're breaking the news, but if it happens, we broke it.
Yeah, exactly. Who's the better player? Who do you think's the better player, Corey or Kyle? I think it's Corey. I think it's Corey, but the injuries have been.
I think Corey, like talent wise, is better, but I wouldn't be opposed to anybody saying they'd rather have Kyle because of his consistency to get out there and playing, and like knowing he'll be out there pretty much every game.
I agree with you. So, all right, let's move on. Another incident that happened this weekend. The Cardinals are back playing, which is good. They played the White Sox. And rookie pitcher comes in, Andrew, as a lot of these players are rookies because the Cardinals need all they can get. And let's just say the White Sox go boom sauce on them, Andrew. They give them a big boom sauce here. Let's take a walk.
On 2-2, Ramirez to Moncada. Yohan drills it. Way back right field. Look out, Goose. It's a 3-run shot.
You could take it to the bank. He was going to get a fastball after spiking 2 balls in the dirt, and that is a 4-0 lead.
Neither did Yaz. Another absolute blitzkrieg. 5-0 Sox.
and twice this week. Oh boy, that one a line drive to left field and bring him home. 3 in a row. Abreu has the last one, and Tim's having a party. In the air, left field. Eloy Jimenez to the line and gone again. 4 in a row and a 7-0 lead.
Yeah, giving up 4 home runs in your debut, Andrew, is that good?
No, that's not good. But luckily, it's just one game. Hopefully, he can bounce back. But that's a tough way to start your career.
That's so bad. That's so and let me tell you, Andrew, they were all rockets. Every single one of those ones were
they were not cheap shots. They were not cheap shots.
Every one of those were earned. I believe that was Yohan Moncada, that was Jose Abreu, that was Eloy Jimenez, and there was someone else. I think was it Tim Anderson?
No, it was Jimenez, Eloy Jimenez.
Yeah, he's in there.
Edwin, did you say Edwin?
No, I did not. Edwin hit one? Nah, I did not see.
Did we forget already? I thought it was Edwin. Hold
on. It's all right. 4 White Sox hit a home run in a row, and we'd love to see that every time. If it comes at the expense of the Cardinals rookie pitcher, then I'm sorry. Sam Wise chimes in with, it sounds like a lot like my softball pitching debut, intramural softball pitching debut. And Sam, I will have to agree with you. Andrew, this Sam bringing up intramural softball.
Yeah, I knew you were going down this road.
You know what I have to say?
I knew it was coming straight.
You know
to
what
this.
I have to say, Bear. I'll never forgive. We're down 2 or 3 to a team that's been talking that shit, and Bear comes up. Actually, he gets like a hit or something. I don't remember. He gets on second base, some shit. I don't know. I'm on deck. I'm ready to go. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have a chance to win this game. I'm just gonna hit a home run. My slight frame, I'm gonna hit a home run somehow. Person in front of me hits a fly out to left field, and I'm excited. I'm like, yeah, let's go. Bears on second base, and for no reason, for absolutely no reason at all, Bear decides I'm just gonna take off. It just runs to third base. Doesn't tag or anything, and they throw this ball to second base, and they get the easy out, and I don't get the hit. So shout out to Bear. I love you, Bear. I love Bear with all of my heart, but I'll never forget that hurt.
But he's still mad about that. So
of course, yeah, I'm livid. I'm furious.
I'll never forget that real quick because for whatever reason, I don't remember why, I missed that game.
Yeah,
and I just get done whatever I was doing. I don't remember what I was doing, but I just get done. I got like 10 messages from Jose. I got like 3 missed calls because he just wanted to rant about it.
Furious. I was so angry. I love Bear to death. I love him to death. But just there was absolutely no reason to run. Like there was I don't know if there was a person behind him either. I don't think there was anyone on first base. So he just took off. But again, Bear, shout out to you. I love you, and I think he's a Patriots fan. I don't know if he's a Red Sox fan, but I'll count him as a Red Sox fan.
He's a Rangers fan.
Well, Bear, that hurts my feelings. So, but yeah, there we go. Shout out to Bear. I'm glad we get to talk about that. Last thing on our notes before we get into matchups to look forward to, Andrew. It's that time of the year, even though it's not really that time of the year. Red Sox, Phillies, 76ers, Celtics. 2 Boston, Philadelphia series. Both of our favorite teams going against each other there. I think you know this. Actually, I have it written down, I believe. We have 2 games. 2 games. You have 2 games at Fenway. Zach Eflin,
Yes,
I believe is his name, correct?
That is correct. Zach Eflin is on the mound tonight.
Versus Zach Godley, the battle of the Zacks. I did not write his ERA down, but I believe it's above 7. Is that
which one? Which one are we talking?
Eflin.
Eflin is a 3.60 and Godley is an 8.16.
Okay, so he was above 7. So yep, there's an interesting pitching matchup there. And then tomorrow,
that's one word for it.
Tomorrow, we've got my man Jake Arrieta versus everyone's favorite Red Sox pitcher Kyle Hart. Kyle Hart.
Kyle Hart.
Mm-hmm, yep. second start in the major leagues. He was like the 600th pick in the draft. So good. And the 76ers and Celtics play shooty hoops. Celtics have a 1-0 lead as of last night, not surprisingly. Andrew, tell me, how do you feel about the baseball first?
Baseball, I mean, obviously this is less significant series. Obviously not a playoff series, but
this is just significant. What are you talking about?
I'm excited for it. I think, hey, Phillies are coming in on with three wins over the Mets. Red Sox coming in after a pretty bad series against the Yankees.
Yep.
So obviously Phillies.
I believe they're on a 7-game losing streak right now.
Yeah, I think I did read that. Yeah, because it was a 4-game series with the Yankees, right? So
yeah, we thought it was, but they snuck in a 4th one on a Monday.
Yeah, that's such a weird 4th day.
That the Red Sox would in fact lose by a significant amount.
Yeah, but no, I'm excited for it. I think at minimum, Phillies come out of this with a split. I think Phillies bats have been turning the corner.
Be honest, Andrew. Just be honest. Tell us the Phillies are going to sweep the Red Sox. Just tell me.
I can't. The bullpen just makes me not be able to say that.
The Red Sox don't have any pitching. They don't have a bullpen or a starting staff. Andrew, I promise you, in both games, the Phillies will go up to at least 3-4-0 leads.
That doesn't matter with this team, though. That doesn't matter. Didn't you watch the Phillies-Baltimore series?
Yes,
you watch
I did.
that series? Okay.
The Orioles had pitching that was not terrible, and they could hit the ball. The Red Sox can't hit, nor can they field, nor can they pitch.
Listen, the Phillies get at least one.
You're insane.
I'll give you. Okay, I'll give you 2. I'll give you 2.
Tell me that your team's going to beat mine twice. Tell me that, Andrew, please.
Phillies will beat the Boston Red Sox twice. Once today, once tomorrow.
Okay. Well, good. Let's talk about basketball now.
JT and Bryce, they'll take over.
Good. I'm excited to see it. Andrew,
Matt Contact, since you're watching this, sign JT Realmuto.
Thank you. So Andrew, next podcast, which is Friday, I think.
Yeah, we got one more Friday, and then we're gonna move to Thursday.
Yeah. So we have episode on Friday. On Friday, I want you to tell me what's it like to watch a baseball game at Fenway Park. You don't watch many Red Sox home games, I assume. So
I thought you meant live. I thought you meant like at Fenway Park.
No,
I misinterpreted that question.
So, but you tell me what it's like to watch a game at Fenway Park with no fans and all that stuff. Tell me what you'd like and don't like about it. And when we go to the bank, as you say,
is the bank? Yeah,
the bank.
The bank.
Okay, so when we go to the bank, whenever that is, I'll let you know how I feel.
Are we going to the bank this year?
We, as in me and you, no.
Well, obviously,
you might be going to like honk your horn and air horns outside of the stadium. I mean,
I don't know if I would. Because I'm. What is that?
What are the people called? The pandemics? The pandemic?
The pandemic crew. Okay.
Good. There you go.
You gotta add the PH because it goes with like Philly and the Phillies.
Of course.
You can't just be pandemic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. No.
You gotta create that home field advantage any way we can. You know.
I am like 85% sure they're playing this year at the bank as well. I don't know why they would do just 2 at Fenway. I'm pretty sure it's 2-2. But yeah, so we'll be excited for that. That was our Phillies update for you, and that was our Red Sox update too. They have the worst pitching staff in the Red Sox history, and they have the worst pitching staff in baseball. It's pretty funny. Philadelphia 76ers. The Philadelphia 76ers, Andrew. Let's talk about that, Andrew. Ben Simmons, loose body in his knee. What happened to him?
Honestly, I don't remember. They changed it a couple times. All I know is he got surgery on his knee. He's out.
Yeah,
he's out for the season unless
he's out for the season.
Unless a magic playoff run happens and
no, he's out for the season.
That's why I said magic.
Yeah, he's out for the season, and you hate to see it. As is accustomed when our teams play in the playoffs, whether that be in the World Series, whether that be in the NHL playoffs, or whether that be in the basketball playoffs, we have a jersey bet on this, correct?
That's correct. We might even get another one later down the road if Bruins take care of their business. Who knows?
They will. I have a Bruins to win the Stanley Cup bet out.
Oh, okay.
So they're going to take care of business. Shout out to my man Tuukka Rask. Have fun with your family. Andrew, when I win this bet, or actually, you know what? I'm not going to let you pick for me. If you somehow win one of these bets, miraculously, what jersey would you want? See, what are the parameters? What are you thinking here? What jersey would you like? Would you like a JT Realmuto jersey just so he can leave in a year?
I already have one of them.
Oh, okay, good.
You already got me that Reese Hoskins one. I already got Harper. I think I'd stay. I think since the Sixers would win me the jersey, I'd have to go with a Sixer. So I mean,
who would it be?
I don't know if I take it on a guy. I don't know if I take it on a guy I'd want, or if a guy that like would bring you the most pain. That'd be the question. Nah, I'd probably go Harris though.
Tobias Harris. That's hilarious. That's good. That's funny.
What about you? What are you going with?
Well, he's gonna oven roast the 76ers this whole series, so I'll take a Jason Tatum jersey, please.
You don't have one already? It surprises me.
No, I only have one of my man Marcus Smart.
That really surprised me. You used to always wear basketball jerseys, so I figured you had a Tatum one by now.
Always wear basketball jerseys, sure. I have my one. Go ahead.
You used to wear them to the Colvin.
Yeah, we were playing basketball.
Yeah.
What do you want from me? I just dressed for the.
No. I got nothing against it, but you made it sound like you don't have multiple jerseys. But you used to wear multiple basketball jerseys.
I play like the person on the back of my jersey. So I used to have a Giannis jersey before he became the MVP, and I was obviously playing like Giannis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good. I'm good. I'm glad. So 76ers are down 1-0. Andrew, do you have a prediction for Game 2?
Game 2. I'll go same same kind of game. I mean, pretty close for the most part. Give me the Sixers in the end in Game 2. I think without Gordon Hayward, we take advantage of that before you guys make adjustments. We'll see what kind of adjustments you make after that.
Man, I love Gordon Hayward, but
I really do think that helps us out a lot, though.
He's a fragile human being. I don't think it helps you out at all because I don't know how big of a part of the offense he was. He was great. He was a big X factor, but he definitely, if he's taken a shot in the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter, I just don't think it's going in.
Yeah, but I also felt like he's not a bad defender either. So I feel like that. So that's what I'm saying. I think your defense kind of not bad defense, but defense takes a hit a little bit, and we'll see what kind of adjustments they make tomorrow without him.
Okay, good. Well,
I will say though, if for Friday's show, I think we would be doing the show during tip-off of that game.
Good. All right. Awesome. I can't wait for that. I cannot wait for that.
Might be more basketball talk on that one than baseball.
Is there a Celtics player that you hate? You just don't like watching them, or they bothered you so far? I mean, we've played in the playoffs many times.
It's a good question. Horford always drove me crazy because he always would shut down Embiid and kill us if he's going to go back to the old series. Yeah. But obviously now he's still helping you guys out, actually. So.
Oh, wow. The slander.
Nah, I don't mind Horford as much as a lot of other fans do. I wish they'd bring Horford off the bench. I think he plays well off the bench right now in his current state of his career.
Could you imagine paying a bench piece as much as he's getting paid? I could never.
Hey, if it helps us win. If it helps us win rather than have him start. But I can say that a lot of people here, I kind of don't feel as the same way because he graduated from the same school as us. But I will say Marcus Smart is not a very well-liked player here.
I know. I love him. It's my favorite.
Actually, he's not very well-liked anywhere. But
yeah, true. That's true.
I'd say mine personally, I don't know. That's a good question. For me, it kind of just whoever kills us that game. But I don't know why Brown's always been that kind of guy that somehow rises up and kills us. I'd say I dislike Brown more than I do Tatum.
Okay.
Because I can't blame Tatum for what happened. I mean, that was our front office just being stupid.
Yeah, that was my favorite. That's still my favorite trade ever, by the way. I just want to let you know that.
Yeah, and we have we the guy we got actually had a I don't know what he did in the second half, but he had a good first half, leading the Magic to win today.
Leading the Magic to a victory today.
Yeah, I know Vucevic was the best player on that team today with 35, but at halftime I looked and Fultz had 11 points at halftime.
I love it. That's the trade that keeps on giving, man. It's so funny. All right. I'm glad that we could talk about that, Andrew. My least favorite player on the 76ers is obviously Joel Embiid, because there's simply not a Celtic on the roster that has anything for Joel Embiid. It is
But don't worry, he'll stand by the 3-point line and keep shooting threes while you guys can't guard him down low.
Yep, I love it. It's my favorite thing. It's my favorite.
And then when he leaves the game, it looks like the Sixers have never played a game before.
Exactly. That's also my favorite thing too. My other favorite thing is watching Joel just run out of gas and like in the fourth quarter. At some point in the fourth quarter or the third quarter, sometimes he runs out of gas and he just like hustling down, throwing up bad shots, and it's awesome.
I don't feel the same about that. Like I don't think even when he runs out of gas, he's still better than anyone you guys throw at him.
Yeah, true. But he's not as good as he can be.
He
could carry the Sixers over the Celtics by himself if he was actually got in shape and became as good as he could be.
Yeah, that, or if maybe anyone on the Sixers staff want to ever get a team that doesn't act like they've never played a game before when he leaves, maybe he can actually get rest like normal players and not have to.
Well, I think Al Horford was supposed to fix all these things, right?
He was, and he did not live up to that so far.
Again, one of my favorite things. I really am starting to agree with whoever, I don't remember who said it, but the 76ers really are the Cleveland Browns of basketball, and it's so funny every time.
I mean, we at least make the playoffs.
That's true. You make the playoffs, but it's much easier to make the playoffs in basketball than it is football.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd say we kind of like, if we go one of those teams, I'd say like the Vikings. Always a solid team, get to the playoffs, and never do anything with it.
That's fine. I'll take that too. They have equal heartbreak there. It's good. All right, Andrew, are you ready for everyone's favorite segment of the week, Andrew? The Kawasaki.
Absolutely, I'm excited. There's a lot of fun, or a lot of these moments that we can pick from. So this is gonna be fun.
Yes, and as always, let's christen the moment, Andrew, with our favorite baseball player and our favorite baseball interview.
How does your leg feel today?
Oh, feeling good.
So what happened to you? What happened?
Just crap.
Just a cramp?
Yeah, just crap.
So you told me what can you eat to help you make you feel better?
Bananas.
Yeah. Why bananas?
Monkeys never craps.
Shout out to my man. Man, I could never get over
it. Never gets old. Like
the Kawasaki moment of the week. Shout out to him. By the way, Sam chimes in with the 76ers are the Cowboys of the NBA, which very accurate again.
Please, no, I'll stick with the Vikings. Please do never compare a Philadelphia team to the Cowboys. That can't happen.
Continue to do so. All right, Angel, let's run through these moments. I have a bunch of nominees for you. You hopefully might have a nominee or two if I haven't taken all of yours.
Yeah, I was gonna say with the amount you were telling me before the show, I feel like you're gonna take all mine.
I have 4, and they're just insane. So let's start off with number 1, the White Sox. We talked about them earlier. They hit 4 home runs. They also have Luis Robert, who is supposed to be Mike Trout light. Prospect-wise, he's been great so far coming up. We're starting to see the White Sox put stuff together. But playing with someone as defensively incredible as Roberts comes with some disadvantages. Let's watch.
Right to me. This is hit to Eloy. I mean, it's his ball. Well, it was his ball. It's not going to be his ball because it's Luis's ball.
When he gave him the look like,
Big smile on Luis's face. And Eloy just stands there going, you did that again. Why do you do that?
Well, that's a perfect shot. That is a great shot by our camera crew. Luis knows exactly what he did. Eloy's still mad.
Yeah. He can't lead the league in putouts if the guy doesn't let him catch the ball.
What's a foreground?
Eloy Jimenez just simply not getting his fly balls, and Luis Robert is not having it. He's taking up the whole outfield. Eloy just has to play that corner foul line.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I really enjoyed that. Shout out to Eloy for being emotionally expressive on the sidelines.
Good start.
Andrew, hot mics are back.
Yes.
Again, my favorite part of the pandemic baseball that we're getting. Hot mics are back, and Don Mattingly put up a performance this week, Andrew. Don Mattingly put up a great performance, and I think we need to break this down. So let's do a little screen sharing here, and let's watch this Magistry.
We talked last year about how good this offense was, and a big part of it was they didn't strike out.
We're going to have our argument with a mask on here coming.
Yep. James Hoy and Don Mattingly.
I love the arguments
wanted to know where the last pitch was.
I can sit down, Andrew. It must be hard to yell with a mask on. I like how Tyler Flowers is just there, too. Here's where you got to start the mic adjusting here.
Come on.
It's a fucking joke. Every fucking day, you fucked us. That's my favorite part. I love the umpire going, "Oh, so now we're fucking you, huh? We're fucking." He's like, "All right, Don. Yeah, all right, Don." Man, shout out to Don. Shout out to Don Mattingly. Absolutely hilarious ejection right there. All Hall of Fame pandemic ejection, I would say. It's almost as good as your ass is in a jackpot. Shout out to the Mets manager back then. I forgot his name already, but it was hilarious. It was really good right there.
Huh?
Andrew, it doesn't seem like these are tickling you. These don't seem good enough for it.
No, these are fantastic so far. I'm waiting to, I wait to see all my options.
Okay. Well, here's another option, Andrew. Here's a hot mic again, and I legitimately thought this was fake. I thought this was someone dubbing something over a broadcast just to get me. But bench coach or hitting coach of the Washington Nationals, he has some thoughts on some umpiring decisions against Max Scherzer. So let's watch.
Scherzer trying to bring the curveball around through the back door. Now we're going to have more going on here.
2 balls in Soto. You're fucking horse shit. Horse fucking shit. Can you hear me? Fucking horse shit.
Do we have another pitcher from the stands thrown out in the same week?
Is he going sacrificial lamb here?
And it was Strasburg the day before his start, and Anibal is scheduled to start tomorrow in Atlanta.
You get a lot of weight. You can get away with a lot of things wearing a mask, can't you? That wasn't me. It was him.
So is Kevin Long still in the dugout, or did they both get run?
He's a ventriloquist. He can throw his voice. Maybe they both went. I don't know.
Great. Just absolutely hilarious. The hitting coach clearly for everyone full as day. You're horse shit. Fucking horse shit. Awesome.
I think it's like you said. It's funny. The funniest part is it was clear that it wasn't that pitcher. Yeah,
no, Animal does not sound like that.
Dump's like, yeah, it was you. You can go.
Animal, get out of here. And the kitty coach is like, all right, man, you got to take this one. You got to take this one. That was awesome. That was great. I thought that was going to be like a fake video. It was hilarious. Shout out to the broadcast for actually letting that all play. This is what we need. This is exactly what we need all broadcasts to do. Announcers don't talk over it. Turn on the mic. You could hear the mics just like,
yeah.
Oh, we're going. Click the mics on. Let's turn it up, and then let's just like tune our ears in because that was awesome. That's great. That's my favorite parts of the season so far, honestly.
Wow, favorite part of the season. Wow,
Andrew, I don't have a lot to be excited about as a Red Sox fan. So
hey.
Speaking of the Red Sox, the Red Sox got swept by the Yankees this 4-game sweep this weekend. A bunch of nobodies pitching against really good pitchers for the Yankees, I guess. I don't know. The Yankees clobbered some home runs. They did all this stuff. But my man, Christian Vasquez, has something to say after
That's great.
I think the only thing I can tell, they have no ring, so I have one. We beat them in the playoff, and, I like my ring.
I love it. I love it.
I love my ring. I love my ring.
We beat them in the playoffs, and I love my ring. It's awesome. Shout out to Christian Vasquez. That's Yankees fans everywhere are absolutely furious because this is the 27 rings argument thrown back in their face now. So it's good. I love it. I love it. It was a Kawasaki moment of the week. Shout out to Christian Vasquez. Now that we're gonna see that forever.
I mean, it was a great quote, great response to, I forget the exact question, but something like, oh, I think it was losing 10 straight to the Yankees or something like that since 2019 or something like that.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. Nope.
We don't have to talk
We're
about
not talking about that, Andrew. We're not talking
I was letting the listeners know what the question was.
We're not talking about that, Andrew.
I'm sure they're sitting there wondering what the question was that made him say that.
Sure. Andrew, do you have any more nominees for this week?
Me and you were actually talking about it. I mean, I got to give that Fandemic crew the bid here with the sweeping the Mets buses away.
Oh yes, I saw that. yes. I thought I was like your dad out there.
I think you sent it to me. You were like, "This is a possibility." So, surprised you forgot about that.
Okay.
But for those who don't know, Philly swept the Mets this past weekend, and there's a fan standing in the middle of the road, watching the buses pass away with a broom. And pretending like he was sweeping the Mets away.
Okay, good.
That's what happened.
Good. Shout out to him. Any other ones, Andrew?
Nah, you took all my other ones. That's exactly what I written down.
Okay, Andrew. Let's make a pick. Do you have any? Do you have a leader? Do you want to make a suggestion here?
I can't remember if this is what we picked last time, but I gotta go with the hot mics again.
Oh, so we're doing it again? Two of them?
The hot mics are just they're too funny. Like,
which one was your favorite of the two then, Andrew? We need to decide here because this might be a recurring segment. We might just have hot mic.
Oh, yeah, change the hot mics.
Who knows?
I gotta go with the national situation because I think what makes it funnier is they were just like, oh yeah, it was Hannibal Sanchez, so you know what, he could be the one tossed. On top of the funny argument, they clearly went with the wrong guy. Right. I don't know if that's just what they're doing so they can let that coach stay in the game or whatever, but yeah.
Yeah, so let's give it a rewatch and let's honor everyone with the Kawasaki video again one more time.
Scherzer trying to bring the curveball around through the back door. Now we're going to have more going on here.
2 balls in Soto, you're fucking horse shit. Horse fucking shit. Can you hear me? Fucking horse shit.
Do we have another pitcher from the stands thrown out in the same week?
Is he going sacrificial lamb here?
And it was Strasburg the day before his start. And Ani Ball is scheduled to start tomorrow in Atlanta.
You get a lot of weight. You can get away with a lot of things wearing a mask, can't you? That wasn't me. It was him.
So is Kevin Long still in the dugout, or did they both get run?
He's a ventriloquist. He can throw his voice. Maybe they both went. I don't know.
Yeah. So shout out to the Nationals. Shout out to the bench coach, the hitting coach, whoever that was, for our Kawasaki moment.
How does your leg feel today?
Oh, feeling good.
So what happened to you? What happened?
Just crap.
Just a cramp?
Yeah, just crap.
So you told me what can you eat to help you make you feel better?
Bananas.
Yeah. Why bananas?
Monkeys never craps.
Bananas. I love it. Matchups to look forward to. Let's run through these quickly because we've been going pretty long here, Andrew.
Hey, that wouldn't be our show,
I think you're right. We talked about Red Sox Phillies. That is obviously a matchup to watch. It's about to start, so we need to get to watching that.
The action is already underway.
Okay, good. Well, don't tell me about it. Also underway, Rays Yankees, big game in the big series in the AL East. The Rays have finally caught fire. That also helped. They played the Red Sox, so that helps. We've got Snell versus Tanaka, I believe, right now. Then we've got TBD versus Cole and TBD versus Paxton. So, love that. Andrew, do you have a series winner there? You picked against the Yankees last time. You said the Red Sox would take 2 of 3, and they did not take anything.
Yeah, I mean, Red Sox disappointing.
Yep.
Ray's pitching staff's all beat up, so Yankees will get away with another series win here.
2-1?
Yeah, 2-1. I'll take Rays win.
Okay.
We're sure it's 3 games this time? No.
I'm 80. Actually, I am 100% sure it is, in fact, 3 games. So I got it. I'm going to take Yankees. As you know. Well, yeah, I'll take Yankee sweep. Never mind. I'll take Yankee sweep. Like I said, I've been on the Tanaka train for some reason. I've been pretty high on him this year. I think he's a pretty good pitcher.
I don't know.
And then Garrett Cole is Garrett Cole. He's on like a 20-game win streak. Doesn't count the playoff for the World Series, though, apparently. So, and then Paxton's bad, but we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Last series I have. It's a short one to watch for this week.
Wow, it is.
Nationals at Braves. This game or this series started yesterday.
Got off to a good start.
Dansby Swanson walk-off home run after, I believe, a 4-run inning from the Braves in the 9th. Pretty good there. Juan Soto hit another home run in that series as well. A lot of fun players to watch. The pitching matchups stink. So, if you're going to bet the over in these series.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, even on top of the pitching, the offenses aren't bad in general. So,
yeah, I'll agree with you right there, Andrew. Do you have any other matchups you want to look forward to here?
Yeah, you got to throw in one of the classic rivalries outside the Yankees Red Sox, and that's the Cardinals Cubs. Obviously, still with the Cardinals coming back and everything, obviously that adds to it as well. But anytime Cardinals and Cubs are playing, I feel like that's a good series to always try to turn into.
Hey, that's a good one. I almost put that one on there. That one didn't make the cut just because who knows what the Cardinals are doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad to see them playing baseball again.
No, I agree with you. Unfortunately, another team went down though. So.
Yeah, we'll probably talk about that Thursday when we have a little more information on the Reds situation. Who knows what's going to happen there? But fingers crossed. Andrew, do you have anything to plug today?
First off, I'm excited to next time talk after 3 Philadelphia wins over Boston.
We're baseball and basketball. Bare minimum, it'll be 1-2, 2-2, no 2-1 with Red Sox. Red Sox lose 2 to the Phillies, or Celtics win, or the Red Sox somehow break the 7-game losing streak and they take 2-1 over the Phillies. And
okay,
76ers, I guess.
All right. Well, anyway, my Twitter is AJ_Santangelo. Follow any other of my podcast ones, Philly_Sports Now, True_Philly Sport, and Chase Independent Podcast at ANYP Phillies.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Andrew, as always. Thank you to Brad Balagi. That's our man, Brad. Go pick up his book, please. Go pick up his book, The Wax Pack. Andrew, what's up?
No, I think it's Brad Balukjian.
Okay, Ballucci, there you go. Shout out to you, Brad. We're big fans of yours, big fans of the book. Go pick it up. It is The Wax Pack on the Open Road in Search of Baseball's Afterlife. Go get you a copy. Go get you 2 copies. Andrew's got 2. Why don't you have 2?
I got 2.
So
it's a very good read. Yeah, you will not be disappointed. I guarantee.
Good, awesome. Go pick up that book. Go pick up some Pub Sports Radio merch. The baseball merch is coming. I'm excited to see it. The baseball merch is coming. I have to text my man Victor to go get some design going. But I'm excited to see it. Andrew, thank you as always for coming on the show. Thank you for being my trusty co-host. I was going to tell you that you were the Don Carmen to my Ricky Reddy or Randy Reddy, but I fucked that up, so sorry. Thanks, everyone. We'll catch you guys next week.
I wanna scream so